All right. Shalom. I'm the priest Ainawah from the GMS South Carolina Midlands camp, coming back with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakak Wadash. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. Call Haloyam Blah, Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakak Wadash. Secondly, of course, I want to give double honors to my apostles and to my elders of Great Millstone that rule well, which taught me this truth, who are the true leaders of Israel today. And also peace, love, blessings, and salutations to the elect. All right, shalom. And, I ran across this article, and they're talking about some new disease called the Alaska pox. Now, could this be the next demic? Could this be the disease X that they was talking about? Hey, we'll have to wait and see. But I just found it kind of interesting that I started seeing this surfacing after the the Super Bowl, man. Right, because that was a major distraction. You still got people that's still talking about the Super Bowl and what took place during the Super Bowl halftime and everything like that, which is all just bread and circus, right? So it says, what is Alaska pox? The disease that killed an elderly man in Alaska. Health officials confirmed that a man from Kenai Peninsula died in late January. And this was published on February the 12th, so they're just not coming out with this information right now. This happened late January. I want to know why they're just not talking about it. Maybe it'll tell us in the article. An elderly man in Alaska's remote Kenai Peninsula died of Alaska pox in late January, marking the first reported death of someone who contracted the recently discovered virus. Health officials have confirmed. Right, so they did the same thing with the 99C. Right, they did the same thing, and they did that 4 years ago after a major sports figure died. Being Kobe Bryant. You see, because in 2020, which was 4 years ago. I believe it was late January when Kobe died, and then they said they found the first case of the C-99. And that same year in the Super Bowl, you had the same teams that just played this year, the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. And the Chiefs won it 4 years ago, and they won it again. And something else I noticed, and of course, the symbolism was all within the Super Bowl. I know something was interesting, and I picked right up on it when they had said it. Patrick Mahomes, which is the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, he had 333 yards, right? And that's Freemasonry right there in your face, right? He had 333 yards. The Raiders stadium, I believe the address was 300. It was 3333. I forgot the name of the owner, but it said Avenue, right? The guy that scored the touchdown, Miko Hardman, right? The number 12, 1 + 2 = 3. And I believe it was Super Bowl 58. And when you add 8 and 5 up, or 5 and 8, it comes up to 13. No, as a matter of fact, Right. It comes up to 13. So, a lot of symbolism was within the Super Bowl, But, at the end of the day, when it comes to the men of the Lord, we can see right through that. But my whole point in bringing that up is they always give you major distractions before they come with it. And I just find this interesting that, this is kind of like the same thing what happened with the C-99. When they said they found, the same day that Kobe died, They said they found the first case of the C-99 or the 99C in Los Angeles. And then, the rest was history. So ultimately, we see that this devil had something planned. You got to remember, going back to what was that? The economic forum, when they had the that summit. They had this satanic ritual that took place at the World Economic Forum, right? They had this satanic ritual that took place. So it's a lot of rituals and things taking place, man. Because this devil is on the move. He knows that he's at his end. So ultimately, prophecy is being fulfilled, man. And the Lord is using this devil to take peace away from the earth, as it tells you in Revelation 6:4, right? So a lot of these so-called, demics, right, are staged, but ultimately it's the Lord that's using Esau to do it. So continuing on with the article, it says an elderly man in Alaska's remote Kenai Peninsula died of Alaskapox in late January, marking the first reported death of someone who contracted the recently discovered virus. Well, I didn't mean to say the word, but I said it, well. Health officials have confirmed. So they say they recently discovered it. The infection, also known as AKPV and closely related to the smallpox, has reportedly been contracted by only 7 people since 2015, when the orthopox virus was first discovered in a patient living near Fairbanks. The unnamed man who died last month, according to the Alaska Department of Health and Division of Public Health, was the first person to contact the self-limiting illness who didn't live in Fairbanks. He was immunocompromised and undergoing cancer treatment, and had discovered a tender red papule in his right axilla in September 2023, before being hospitalized in November due to extensive progression of presumed infectious cellulitis that impacted the range of motion of his right arm, right? And these devils, they can say whatever they want. Like, when it comes to this whole sickness, right, which ultimately is the pestilence, they can kind of do how they want to do it, man. And you saw it firsthand when they had, with the C-99, right? It's pretty much an invisible boogeyman, and they can do it. They can say whatever they want just to scare the people. They can say that it causes this type of reaction, and the only way to get rid of it is, through our pharmakia and so on and so forth, right? But ultimately, and we're coming into the time to where you're really going to see people getting put to death, because they really got poisons out here. And it could be the people that got juiced up, that got vaccinated a couple of years ago. They can be more, it could be almost time for it to kick in and people just start dropping. We don't know, right? We can only speculate through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but the Lord has the spirit on us to understand what's going on, right? Real quick, let me grab this real quick. What is it? Second Corinthians 2:11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? So we're privy to his mindset, to what he wants to do. When you go into this word device, it goes into noema, a mental perception of thought and evil purpose. That which thinks, the mind, thoughts or purposes, right? And Esau, he loves to play mind games, right? But at the end of the day, this devil wasn't thinking about the Lord playing mind games with him, right? Because this devil, he loves to play on the minds of the people and pretty much mock his victims. But the Lord is about to victimize Esau, and he's pretty much playing mind games for Esau via the prophets, right? That's why these devils are so afraid, because the prophets are exposing this devil and exposing his plans to what he wants to do. And he don't know how to handle it because he can't fight a spiritual battle. See, this is a spiritual battle, and all he knows is carnality. So that's why eventually he's going to come against the prophets. But this word, this vibration of the Lord is influencing his men, right? To prophesy against him. It's influencing all of the true believers, which are men and women. Okay, and also this vibration of the Lord is influencing his own people, other Edomites, to the point to where the Lord is making other Edomites expose these devils or what they plan to do. Speaking about these elites. So the Lord is ultimately playing mind games with Esau, with these wicked elite banking families, man, these corporations. So that's why they're pretty much losing their minds. See, the prophets are hip to what this devil is trying to do. After several tests, the man eventually exhibited delayed wound healing, malnutrition, acute renal failure, and respiratory failure. There you go. They love to talk about their respiratory failure. You see, they said the same thing. That was a part of the C-99, right? Before his January death, the Department of Health shared. He notably lived alone with no recent travel and no close contacts with recent travel, illness, or similar lesions. And they said the same thing. They're trying to downplay it, saying, "Oh well, he didn't get in contact with anybody," and this is how this devil does, man. He uses gradualism because ultimately he's trying to stalk his prey. He's trying to, make the people afraid, but then trying to ease their mind. And then all of a sudden they're going to start saying, oh, this is getting worse and worse, right? Because it's pretty much a game to these devils, right? But ultimately the Lord is playing a game with these wicked ass elite Amalekites, man, because that's really what they are. These fake, ish people. The route of exposure in this case remains unclear, although scratches from the stray cat represent a possible source of inoculation through fomite transmission, health officials have said. SOE is working with the University of, all right. So let me read this part. But what exactly is Alaska pox? Being part of the arthropox family of, you see that word. Alaska pox is closely related to smallpox, cowpox, and mpox, formerly monkey pox. And don't forget, they was talking about that monkey pox not too long ago, right? So these devils, they planning something, man. They got something up their sleeve, and they're really planning something. The virus is suggested by evidence to be zoonotic, and it's also believed to be spread from small rodents to humans. And they always use animals to say that these diseases are coming from animals. They always said that when it comes to the C-99, at first they were saying it was coming from bats and so on and so forth. So we know this devil's playbook, man. According to the Alaska Department of Health's website, Alaska pox has been most commonly identified in red-backed voles and shrews. Based on sampling, domestic pets may also play a role in spreading the virus. So, y'all can go and read the rest. I ain't gonna read all of it. This is from the people.com. Y'all can see the title right there. But yeah, man, this devil is definitely up to something. But we're in that time to where, the Lord is about to make his move, man. The Lord is about to bring a lot of great wrath, destruction, and a lot of death, because this is the time of judgment. The Lord put the Spirit on Elder Apostle Tahar to deem this year the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. Right? And so far, it's looking like it's about to be that. We in that time. So we just got to continue to watch and pray, do the work, man. And, and the Lord got us, man. Lord, wouldn't we be of the elect? Second Esdras chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. Right? You know, that latter time being the time that we're in now, the ending, the coming end of Esau Edom's wicked empire, his wicked power structure, man. Right? And it said for many great miseries, you know, a lot of sorrows, man. When you go to Second Esdras 16, and I believe it's verse 18, it goes into the beginning of sorrows, the beginning of mournings, the beginning of famines, great death, right? Ultimately, Jacob's trouble, because Jacob's trouble is going to mainly affect you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, but it's also going to affect everyone, man. You know, these heathen as well, you know, because this is the time of judgment. It says because they have walked in great pride. Everybody's proud for no goddamn reason. You know, mainly because of social media. Everybody's narcissistic. They only care about themselves, right? You know, the selfie era and everybody promoting themselves. And you know, it's all about, you know, people just being, you know, all about themselves. And that's going to correlate with the love of many shall wax cold, right? You know, because nobody's going to care about anybody but themselves, man. It's literally about to be a dog eat dog world out here, man. You know, and only the strongest are going to survive. You know, it's literally going to be this survival of the fittest, and the fittest is who? The elect. The elect is the only one who's going to be able to survive and make it up out of here. Because for the ones who don't get caught up in certain traps and some of these other plagues, best believe they're going to get caught up with that nuclear missile fire. You see over here in America, Babylon the Great, man. You see? So nobody's going to escape the judgment and the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know? Let me grab this real quick. Let's stay in Second Esdras. Let's go to verse 15. Well, chapter 15. And verse 24. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. So you ain't getting away from the Lord, man. You know, if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanic, so-called Native American, right, a Hebrew Israelite, you know, even if you're an Israelite that look like these other nations, right, which we refer to as Israelite foreigners, and you're not serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, then guess what? That means you ain't going to have no protection when shit hits the fan. You ain't going to have no protection when all hell breaks loose. And you're going to be caught up in these plagues that the Lord is bringing to Babylon the Great. For now are, this is 2 Esdras 15 and 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Call Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till next time, I want to say Shalom.